Let's go! Hello everyone, hello. Nice to meet you all again. Today is my debut 2.0. No fanfare, nothing really, no surprises here. I'm just showing everything right out of the gate. Mainly because I forgot to set up a Fugi, my Fugi in this scene collection that I currently have going on. So no. I don't have my Fugi, so I just came right out of the gate with everything. Okay. Yeah, for those of you who don't know who I am, oh god, I keep having to recalibrate my motion tracker, because it's not picking up some of this stuff. Let me move my camera here. Maybe, hello? Okay, there we go. Anyways, I didn't even start yet and it's already scuffed. Hello everyone, hello. My name is Zen Ryosen, as some of you might know. Most of you probably don't know because I have no I don't really have much of an audience. I don't really self-promote myself. I just kind of do this just cuz. But yeah, so anyone new, anyone coming in, anyone that's just decided to like drop by and say hello and whatnot, or VOD gang, anyone like that, hello everyone, my name is Zen Ryosen, the Wandering Dragon, looking to just have a good time streaming and whatnot. Yeah, there's not much. I don't have my lore done yet. I oh god. You know, oh man, this is scuffed as hell for a debut 2.0, but we take those. This is the fairly pretty normal for me, so I'm not even surprised, honestly. This is fairly par for course for me, so yeah. Anyways, for this debut 2.0, I'm pretty much, as I said earlier, I'm coming just right out of the gate with everything. It did not occur to me that I could have done like something, it didn't occur to me that I could have done like a slowly revealing showcase, mainly in part because I've just been really busy, and getting all this set up in like just this past month was a trial and a half, especially because I did try testing out all of these things within the last month or so, and also did finish all of this within the last month as well. My starting screen, I drew that from scratch. Everything you see there is hand drawn by me, including doing the animation. I think I mentioned it on Twitter, but it took me, how long did it take me? Let me see here. Let me pull up my iPad, and where's my overlay screen? There we go. Let's see. How do I help? No. Preferences? No. Share? No. Canvas information. There we go. Let's see. How long did this take me? Video settings, statistics. Tracked time, 15 whole hours. And that's not even including like the time I spent making the other assets in a different screen. This is just on the one screen itself that I used to make the I don't have my words today. Oh my gosh. So I use Procreate when I draw, I don't draw very often, but I do use Procreate, right? And my starting screen, I drew most of that in one file, but some of the assets that I made for my debut 2.0, including this background here that you see in the back, you know, right here behind me, and my game overlay, which you will see in a second when I go do the second part of this stream. It's not much different from my last one, honestly. It just looks nicer and it matches the theme that I have going on here. Oh my gosh, I have to open my mouth so wide just to talk and get my model to move. Okay, let me try resetting again. Yeah, this is gonna be like a pretty normal thing. Despite everything, the face tracking on this is not the most amazing, but I don't know if that's because my webcam is a little bit further away from my face, so it makes it a little bit harder to see. Honestly, that's probably the reason why, if I'm being honest. But I bought this webcam way before I had my model made, so it did not occur to me that it would not be able to zoom in. But anyways, back on track. I keep getting sidetracked. Oh my god. Yeah, my starting screen alone took like 15 hours to make. Like drawing time, shading time, not including the animation time. I spent a ridiculously long time on animating it for some reason, mainly because I think I have not touched Sony Vegas in a while. I use Sony Vegas to do my animations whenever I feel like I want to animate something that I drew. And let's just say animation and also drawing and graphic design is not my passion. I mean, I do it just because I think it's neat, and whenever I have the time, you know, but it's not something I do often, and I'm not a professional by any means, right? I pretty much taught myself how to do all that, including how to use Sony Vegas Pro, if only because it was included in a Humble bundle that I bought a while back. Because I was looking for an animation program, and Humble Bundle offered one that was not subscription based, and I was like, fantastic. Add to cart. Oh god, my model. Oh god. Okay. Hang on a sec. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Anyways, this is my model. I should probably get to that first, honestly. Yeah, so this oh my god, where my mouth, hello. There we go. Yeah, this is, it's gonna be extremely scuffed. I am so sorry. I am doing my best. This is the first time I am actually technically fully testing out my model. Anyways, yeah, so this is my model that I made. I made this using VRoid. So, you know, the base model itself, fully made with VRoid. And you know, it's kind of amazing how a free resources, I can't speak. Oh my god. Anyways, it's kind of amazing how free resources like this exist to help support beginning and new creators. I originally, before I started streaming, like altogether, like not just the stream, but like in general, I did actually search up VRoid before. I just had no idea how to use it. So until I started doing making this very model that you see here that I'm using, I did not actually know how to use VRoid, which is why I debuted as a PNG tuber. but I did know of it before. I just never knew how to use it until I started exploring and making my current model that you see right here. Yeah, so why is my thing delayed? Huh? Why does it feel delayed? What's going on? Huh? Oh, okay. I think it's fixed, sort of. Anyways, yeah, my model is made using VRoid, VRoid Studio, and honestly, thank you so much to the creators of that program and for giving a platform for new beginners as well as those with who are not financially rich. Giving a free resource to those who are able to who want to start out and who want to try something like this, essentially. So oh my god, I gotta move my camera again. But yeah, props to them, and thank God for them for giving a platform for us to use for new VTubers like me, like so many people out there who want to give it a shot but don't really yet have the artistic ability to bring their vision to life. Thank you for giving us a platform and a resource to bring it to life, to bring what we were thinking of doing to life, essentially. But yeah, so I used my VRoid to make this model that you see here. My tracking software that I'm using is actually Live 3D, otherwise known as VTuber Maker. I did try other I originally a few days ago, actually, or last week, maybe was it last week? I don't last week or the week before that. I don't even know, man. These days are just kind of like blending together. But yeah, so a couple weeks ago, I was testing out some other tracking software because the VTuber Maker is the one that was originally advertised on live 3D Studio or VTubers, that's what's called, VTuber Studio. Yeah, so that was the one VTuber Maker, that was the tracking software that was originally advertised on VTuber Studio, and it was the one I originally tried, that I saw that was found like compatible with VRM models, which is for those of you who don't know, the VRoid models are VRM models. Oh my god, I can't speak today. I don't know why I'm speaking so fast either. Anyways, I am trying my best, guys. I am trying, and that's all that matters, I think. But yeah, so what is going on? Huh? Hang on a sec. I need to double check something. Ah, well. Anyways. Yeah, so the tracking model that tracking software that I use is VTuber Maker. It's pretty much built into Live 2D or whatever. This is Live 3D, VTuber something. But yeah, so this is the software that I originally used for tracking. I did test out some other ones as well, but VTuber Maker is probably the one that is most compatible with the VRoid models, or at least in my case, I saw some other people say that there are other tracking software such as like VC Face and VNian. I did actually try those a few days ago, but I had no success with them, mainly because VC Face, that one is a little bit too laggy to be used with my computer. I don't know if it was like the version I downloaded, but I'm fairly certain it was the most up-to-date one that I found. But it was just not it was just pretty much unusable with my model and my PC in general, and I'm not sure why, even though a lot of people did recommend that, because it stuttered a lot for me, and that's not exactly what I want. Like, sure, VTuber Maker has its limits. It's not as, I guess, expressive as like VC Face or even VNian, because from what the little I've seen on VC Face, it captured well and it was more expressive, but again, it was unusable and uncompatible with my PC. So that was out and I uninstalled it. VNian was actually probably the best one. The only issue is that the tracking was way too sensitive even when I turned it down. So I like my like, for example, my eyeballs were like all over the place. It just would not focus, and it was way too sensitive, the movement, and it wasn't exactly ideal to use that either, even if it ran smoother than like VC Face and even like VTuber Maker. VTuber Maker, on the other hand, this tracking software that I'm using right now, it's not bad. Like, it could be better, but like it's very limited, I would say. There's only so much it can do, and then the rest it is hidden behind a paywall. The free version actually is not too bad. I'm actually am using the premium light version, or what's it called, plus light or something. So I am paying a little bit of money for this, and at this point I am not going to deny that I do spend some money on my stream setup, because, you know, at this point I may as well just start spending. Of course, being within reason, right? I do want to eventually commission a live 2D model, but as of right now, I guess I'll just stick with this VRoid model. I guess you would call this live 3D at this point. I may as well just stick with this, because I am quite proud of how it turned out, right? And it has the characteristics of a VRoid model, but because of the assets that I've used, it gives it its own texture, right? Its own flavor. That is not the right word. Its own unique characteristics. So I actually really like how I look, right? Look at this. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And, you know, at this point, I might actually go shopping around booths for some more assets, especially clothes assets in particular, because I want more than what I have right now. But yeah, on the topic of assets, most of, if not everything, except the base model that you see right here is all fan-made assets. VRoid has, from what I've come to discover, a very, very welcoming and kind community, and there are a lot of people who have made free assets, like free to use assets, for other people, for other streamers, for other VRoid enthusiasts, anyone who wants to make a VRoid model and whatnot, right? So I discovered this through a little bit of research, and over on Booth, a lot of people, a lot of people make their own assets and share it with the community, and I think that is really, really neat, and it really gives people options to, you know, go above and beyond the base model, the base assets that the program itself gives you, and lets you just design something unique and reflective of who you are. And I think that's wonderful. That's really amazing. Everything now that you see on my on my model, it's all free to use assets by other artists, other VRoid asset creators. Credits, by the way, are all in my description box. I have already updated it, so you will see there in the credits section at the bottom, stream assets, the overlay, and my stinger. By the way, did you see my stinger? It was something I was actually making for another project, but I was like, I can just recycle this. So that's what I did. I recycled it. I removed the logo that was that I originally made to put there, and it's now my stinger. It's probably also why, if you haven't noticed, it does not match my background at all. like look here. I'll do a quick switch. Did you see that? Yeah, it's completely different than, it has nothing to do with the space theme I've got going on here. But yeah, anyways, the stream assets, overlay, and stinger, they are all made by me. Background music is from Dova Syndrome. Thank you, Dova Syndrome. You are a lifesaver for some. Oh my god, I can't speak at all. But Dova Syndrome is like a lifesaver for people who have no like musical talent at all. I don't have a single musical bone in my body, but I am trying my best, right? I do try and sing a little bit, but you know, it's a long way to go. My voice, it's a work in progress. 3D model software that I may use to make this model itself is VRoid. Tracking software, as I said before, VTuber Maker. And then underneath that, I have all the VRoid assets that I used. So every single asset that I've used to make this model, it is listed there. It's listed there with the maker's name and the item it is, what the item is, as well as the link to it itself on Booth, so that if you want to use the same assets, then you are more than welcome to. And I am sure that the creators of them will be happy about it as well. Be sure to read their terms and conditions as well, just to make sure that they are within what's the word? Just to make sure that you are allowed to use them. Yeah, but here, if you want to take a look at my model itself, here I will scroll out. I'll scroll out a little bit. It's a little bit hard to see because there isn't like, I'm not sure why, but you cannot see my shoes. VTuber Maker has, it's really weird, I guess. But here, if I do it like this, you can see my shoes. There we go. Wow. But anyways, that's how it is. Okay, I hope. Okay, is it, am I back? Am I back? I'm a little bit too big. There we go. But yeah, that's pretty much my. Why am I off center? Hang on a sec. Am I back? I am not back. Oh man. How do I reset this? Okay, I am not doing that again. I am gonna have to fix that. There we go. I think that's... Is that normal? Am I back? But I don't know, I'm still... So I'm very nitpicky about stuff like this. So I'm so sorry. There we go. I think... There we go. Yeah, okay. Okay. But yeah. Not much else going on. I think this debut 2.0 is pretty much just gonna be like half debut 2.0 and then half Zatsu at this point. I don't really have much planned for this debut 2.0, but I will say that aside from showing you all the new stuff that I have made and will be using going forward when I stream, among them, I am actually currently working on making a website that I will use to upload my lore. That's going to take a little bit of time because I actually, while I do have the lore planned out, I haven't actually written anything yet. I am in a little bit of a writer's block right now, so a lot of my writing is just not... I have not written anything in a while, which is unfortunate, but this is pretty normal for me. Every so often I go into a writer's block that lasts like a couple months, and it's not good. It's really not good. But it's been like this for as long as I can remember, so... Like, I still take notes, I still come up with ideas and things. It's just the actual physical writing aspect is not something that I... Not really something that I, have, been doing. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I have no clue if my chat is working. Let me send the... Let me try something. Okay, it works. I'm a little small there though. You know what? That's fine. I'll just leave it as is. Hang on a sec. If you're wondering why I am editing the stuff as we go, it's because half the time my chat is like not working at all. So I don't actually bother with updating it, especially because I don't really have a viewership, you know, but you know, if more people come by, then I will bother with it. Otherwise, it'll just stay broken half the time, and I'll probably use the box for something else, the chat box or something else. Anyways, we will be moving on to the next part of my debut 2.0, and that is boom. So one of the things that I really wanted to do, by the way, this is my new game overlay. I hope you guys like it. I worked not really super hard, but I worked hard on it, especially because the graphic design, again, as I said before, is not my passion. So coming up with something that was pleasing to the eye but still on brand for, or well, on my new brand, it was difficult, right? And I'm not really much of an artist, so I had to use the resources that I had at my disposal, which was brushes, as well as more brushes. And then, you know, just messing around with the colors and hoping that everything looked nice. But yeah, the next thing I wanted to do during my debut 2.0 was basically just a revision of everything that I've been doing up to this point. It's more like a look back, I guess is what I would say. I wanted to take some time to look back on my journey as a streamer and, you know, make some remarks and see how I've improved, what I have yet to improve on, and goals for the future, you know? So my original, well, let's just say my original debut, it was pretty much unwatchable. But here, I will, should I just go through everything again very quickly? Maybe. These color codes are not up to date. I want you to know that. But yeah, I guess we can just do a quick run through of everything. The most important screen would be the goals one, which is the last slide that I have in my debut slide. This slide deck is the exact same one I used for my debut. But as you can see here, name Zen Ryosen, height 154, cm. Color codes, these ones are not up to date to reflect the new model. So I mean, but they are still the colors that I did use to make my overlay, even if it doesn't really seem like it because I used a lot more green. But teal, as you can see here, the 58A794, this one is actually the one I used for my horns. So technically it's sort of correct, but not entirely accurate. The one behind me, 71D6BF, this one, it's not anywhere on my model, but no, I don't think I used it on the horns when I was doing some recolors, but some of it is actually still used in my overlay. Like if you look at my game overlay, the stars there, they are the exact same color as this one, so I guess it's not exactly wrong, but it's not exactly right either. If anything, I wanted to put another color as my color code, which is the green of my eyes. R-type lovely. But yeah, let's see, what do I have? Languages, English. That is the only language I am fluent in. I do know a little bit of Cantonese, courtesy of speaking it at home, and Japanese, which is something I have been studying, but lately I have been slacking. So, my Japanese is kind of up and down right now, but I am very close to intermediate level, I guess. I read kanji, but not well. And my grammar, it leaves a lot to be desired, right? Birthday January 6th. Let's see, likes and dislikes, nothing much really changed here. Honestly, it's all pretty much the same. Creative writing, arts and bujo, collecting stationery, gacha games. Yeah, it's all pretty much the same. Dislikes still the same too. Not much to go through, I guess. The games, these ones, I guess it is technically updated, or well, it could be updated. I don't play Wuthering Waves anymore. I did hear that the recent patch, the patch 2.0 or something, I heard that one was really good actually. So I might try and go back. Like, I still have the game installed, I just have not gone back to it. So food for thought for the future. But things I'm playing right now include Infinity Nikki, and I've actually gotten right back into Twisted Wonderland. I've like dived headfirst right in, because previously with Twist I was actually taking a long break from it. I have not opened that game in like months until recently, and it's mainly because I don't know if you've seen that one post. Hang on, my throat. I did some really quick vocal warm-ups prior to stream, but it obviously at this point is not enough. Okay. I think I'm fixed now. But yeah, I don't know if you guys seen that, like, if you're in the Twist fandom, I don't know if you've like seen that post where it's like being a Twist fan is the equivalent of, or like slowly losing interest in Twist is like, wait, how did it go again? As a Twist fan, watching you slowly lose interest, but then hearing Piece of My World is like, how did it go? It's like relapsing and drinking 15 beers at once. It's pretty much the same premise with me. Twist gameplay leaves a lot to be desired, but considering everything, the story is what drags me in the most, and every time a new piece of the story content drops, I'm like dragged right back in. But in the past few months that I have not touched Twist until, like recently, I've been reading the spoilers for the latest chapters, but I haven't really like did any deep dives into it, and it never did make me reopen the game until I just recently reopened it one day because I was bored, and I was like, damn, I missed this game actually, and then and now I'm just playing it constantly. There's really not much to say. I do kind of want to continue writing that Twist fic that I wanted to write featuring my OC, who I actually did base this VTuber model off of. My entire VTuber persona off of. So I kind of want to continue writing that story, if only just for myself. I am an avid enjoyer of OC X canon, so for me, Twist is like a daydream, an actual dream come true, for my OC enjoyer heart. Other games I played, I have On Stars right at the top. However, I am taking a bit of a break from that because I crashed out so hard with the Akatsuki dilemma. So I'm taking a bit of a break from that. What else is there? Infinity Nikki. I love that game. I played Shining Nikki back in the day, but I'm fairly certain I spent some money on there too. I say that as if I know for certain, like as if I pretend I didn't for certain. But yeah, I definitely spent some money back in the day when I played Shining Nikki, because the dress up system is like my childhood dream come true. But yeah, Infinity Nikki, I love it to bits. I don't feel, despite it being a gacha game, I don't feel the pressure to log in every day, which is what I really, really enjoy. Because, most gacha games, I feel like, for me personally, they want too much. And for someone who works like full time, 40 hours a week, I don't have the time for that. Like, it's honestly a miracle that I can even stream once a week or twice a week. I will touch upon that later, by the way. I do want to make an effort to stream more now that I did my debut 2.0 with this new model. But that's something for the future, right? Or well, later, I mean. But yeah, pretty much my all my interests are still the same, basically. Except for Genshin Impact. I don't play Genshin anymore. I do enjoy the characters, but I've just lost all interest. I am so sorry. Anime, manga, This is pretty much still the same. I'm still in my anime slump, so I have not gone back to watching anime in a hot minute. So what you see is pretty much what the recent things that I have watched. Recent being, don't take that literally. When I say recent, I mean recent as in like my entire lifetime. um what else is there? Other media. Okay, this list has actually changed quite a bit. Music's still the same, of course. Music is still the same, except please add in Volt Action. Niji Sanji JP's Volt Action into that list for music, because I adore them. I love them to bits. Watarai Hibari-san, he is one of my oshis, even though I don't actively watch him. But you know, his energy, his voice, that's what originally drew me in when I first watched them debut. And you know, I am making an effort to watch more of their streams, his streams, but again, because of my time constraints, I don't have much time to do that. So you know, my days off are pretty much just which hobby am I doing today, and then not touching anything else afterwards because it's only like one hobby a day at this point. But anyways, this list has actually changed quite a bit. I was originally, for this part of the debut 2.0, I did actually want to show you the updated version of this, but I figured that I can just show you or talk about it as we look back on my original, what I originally wrote, right? But yeah, for under the dongas and the web novels and the books, I actually have, in the past however many months, gone through quite a few web novels. You know, the CN novels. So the list has Oops, I accidentally covered my camera. The list has actually expanded quite a bit. It's not just these 4 anymore. In terms of donga, I'm still fairly new to it, so I am still like learning about it and whatnot. King's Avatar was pretty much my first introduction to like Chinese web novels and dongas. I watched King's Avatar way back when it first dropped, or like a year after the donga dropped, and I adore it to bits. It's one of my comfort novels at this point, one of my comfort pieces of media. Every year, I think I mentioned this before, every year I like comb through the AO3 tag like twice, because there's not a single thing I can hate about that novel, barring like Liu Hao, the one character I do not like. But I think that's pretty fairly normal for everyone in the entire fandom. But because he was written to be like antagonist, a villain, someone who's not exactly liked, right? But yeah, there isn't, aside from him, there's like isn't a single character I dislike. Well, okay, so the not OG excellent era, but the not current, but like the season 7 excellent era, everyone in there except for Yeshu, I hate. I don't like them, you know, because they were written to be like horrible people, basically. But every other character that appears in the novel, you can't hate them. For me personally, I adore all of them, even if they are side characters, people who only appear once. Anyone that basically shows up, it's like they're fair game. They're fair game. They, you know, you can't hate them, right? The Butterfly Blue, they write the characters in the King's Avatar in a way that makes you want to adore them, basically, and they've achieved that so well. I'm in the TKA server, and everyone, from what I see there, I lurk, but everything that I see, every comment, every piece of media, anything that's shared in there, everyone shares the same sentiment, I believe. So, and you know, King's Avatar is like the only CN thing that I have spent money on. I do still buy merch of it. I actually have some hanging out in my super buy warehouse. So I'm gonna have that shipped out sometime soon, after my Arknights. Oh, Arknights is actually, speaking of Arknights, Arknights is something I've also been playing recently. I've been jumping back into it again. It is one of those games where it's like I just cannot give up on it. So it's something that I just always come back to, right? So that's Arknights. And you know, please, my model, I just needed to track my mouth. But yeah, in terms of the web novels, the dongas, other pieces of media that I have read in the time, like in the past couple of months, like I started originally with MXTX. I think, like most people, this is their novels. Her novels were like their first introduction to see it, the CN web novel genre, and they brought about the whole phenomenon of just making it more accessible. Not quite accessible, but like more known, right? More popularized. And you know, along with that, aside from the people who don't really know how to respect the culture, for the most part, people are very, very respectful. And you know, along with the hype that came with all these with MXTX popularity in the CN novel era, whatnot, a lot of people started translating other novels too, and you know, I'm very thankful for that. And you know, it brought me to read some more, right? To read some more other web novels. Not all of them in the list that I am about to read out to you are Chinese. Some of them are Korean, but you get the point, right? But yeah, so aside from these ones, one of my most favorite Chinese web novels that I've read is Fake Slackers. Fake Slackers is like the most amazing thing in the world. He Zhao, he is an absolute clown, and Xia Yu, I love that guy to death. Zhao Yu Lovers Rise. I promise you, it was like the funniest thing in the world, but it has like found family aspects as well. So if you are an enjoyer of that, I highly recommend it, because although there is romance in this, courtesy of the Zhao Yu Lovers Nation, it's not exactly the main focus for like a good majority of the novel. So a lot of it is dealing with internal issues of the characters, and you know, outside external factors as well. And then you know, the found family aspect between the class, and it takes place in high school, by the way, but it's so good. I cannot recommend it enough, right? Another one that I love, Fog Esports. That's literally the name, Fog square bracket Esports closing square bracket. But that is an amazing novel. Yusui and Shiluo, those two are like, damn. Another one, AWM PUBG, it is by the same author as Fog, I believe. Its language might be a little not quite caught up with the times, so some of it is a little bit offensive for the current era of language, I would say. It's very reminiscent of the time that it was written in, is how I would describe it as, but despite it is still a wonderful read. What else do I have? The Hunter Lays Low. This is a Korean web novel. I did... Oh god, something in my eye. Hang on. Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hunter Lays Low is something that I started reading out of curiosity because the cover art was so pretty, and I was like, oh, I need that guy. And then I read it, got my heart torn out, and now I need to catch up again. It's still ongoing for the translations. I believe the actual novel itself is still ongoing, if I'm not mistaken. But translation wise, I am not caught up. Please, no spoilers. What else is there? Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Orv is... I think I mentioned this. I speedran that to hell and back. I read it in the span of 2 weeks, I think, and it broke me. But I love Orb. I love it a lot. Not much else to say other than if you have yet to read Orb, I highly recommend it. You will have a fantastic time. Absolutely will not shatter your heart into 900 pieces. No worries there. Anyways, and another one I've been reading lately is Murder Script, A Slip in 100 Streams. This is a more recent translation that I've dived into, and so far it is a lot more different than the other web novels that I have read, because I don't usually read murder mysteries. But Murder Script does it in a way that makes it highly engaging. Like, the romance is secondary, mainly because even though the love interest is introduced, there is no interaction between them yet. Of the romantic variety due to specific reasons, which you will discover when you read it. But I highly do recommend it. The murders themselves, it's the way they describe it, the way they describe how the main character, whose name I currently forgot because I have not read anything in 2 weeks, or something like that. It's great. I think his name is Shen, right? Something like that. Something else that I read is actually Guild Member Next Door. I read this during my trip to my past trip to Japan. So in the plane, on the public transit, in bed when I wake up in the mornings and I don't want to get up until I need to go get breakfast. Any spare idle time that I had to read something while I was in Japan, I read Guild Member Next Door, and it's something. That Christmas chapter especially, that's something. But I do recommend Guild Member Next Door as well. Guild Member Next Door was a really fun read. So if you need something to read Guild Member Next Door. If you don't want to like get your heart broken and shattered into pieces like it did with Orf. Pretend you didn't hear that if you don't want to have your heart shattered into pieces. Alright, moving on. Goals. So, the main part of Debut 2.0 was essentially just to look back. Aside from showcasing my new model, my new assets and whatnot, I did want to look back on how far I've come, basically. look back on my journey as a streamer and see what I can improve on for the future. Because I know as a streamer, I haven't really been doing much. I've just kind of been going with the flow, because, anyway, let's just go down the list because I do mention it at some point, I think. I do not. But basically, I originally started doing this because I wanted to get better at talking. And oh, wait. It's right at the top actually, now I think about it. But yeah, I originally started doing this because I wanted to get better at talking. I'm very, I guess you would say, shy, although I have been told otherwise, but I'm a quiet person by nature and I don't usually talk a lot. So I started doing this because I wanted to get better at it, to improve and just in general get better at talking. Because when I got my current job, I was like so quiet because I realized I don't really know how to hold the conversation properly. And my thought process is there's no better way to learn than to just do it. And as a streamer, it's like it gives you that opportunity, right? So that's pretty much the original reason why I started doing this, and it still remains that reason to this day, although it does also tie into the second point that I have written there, which is get through my ridiculously long backlog of I cannot speak today. Get through my ridiculous backlog of games. So my Steam library is like, it's not looking good. There's a lot going on there. So, in an effort to like play through everything that I bought and actually get my money's worth, I figured, may as well stream it and, have anyone who stumbles upon it enjoy it as well, right? So speaking of which, in terms of games and wanting to stream more regularly, I've been thinking about diversifying what I have been doing, because lately it's, I don't have a lot of variety, and when I do decide to switch it up, usually my anxiety somehow gets the best of me and I end up sort of imploding, which is why some of the latest streams have been privated, because I don't know, I just was not in the right headspace for it, and I don't know why I hit go live. But anyways, I want to get through my ridiculous backlog of games, and by doing so, diversify what I want to play so that it's not all just Code Vein, Zatsudan, another Zatsu, Code Vein, random hand cam, and then, that's right, you guessed it, Code Vein. Especially because we are close to finishing the game, I think. So I plan to play some more stuff, mainly, I think. So basically, my idea with doing this to debut 2.0 and then playing more or streaming more regularly is I plan to do a rotation of games. Mainly they will be JRPG, but I think I am going to throw Stardew Valley in there as well, because I kind of want to continue playing that game and upgrading my farm, because I miss it. I miss it. It's one of my comfort games. But yeah, in an effort to get through my backlog, I think going forward, I want to stream a minimum of 2 days a week. 3 days if I can do it. If not, then 2 days it is. Mainly on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So some of the games I've been thinking of playing are Persona 5 Royale, Breath of the Wild, because I do have Tears of the Kingdom as well, but I have not finished the first game, so I'm going to start that from scratch and we are going to play together until I can defeat Ganon. And then before we moving on to Tears of the Kingdom, and then after that I think I did mention Stardew, Baldur's Gate, because I need to finish that game. What do I have? Cult of the Lamb, AI the Somnium Files, there's just a lot of things, but the main ones that I want to play are Persona 5, because I really want to finish that game. Screw you, Okumura's Palace, but I will defeat you this time around. And then Breath of the Wild, because I actually probably should use my Switch. I don't really use that as much right now, but other than playing Ring Fit, which is something that I started playing again after some time. Yeah, let's see, try new things and get out of my comfort zone. I think I have achieved that quite well, all things considered, because, well, I'm here, aren't I? And the sheer difference that you can hear between this stream and then my very first one with the debut, it's very different. I talk more. Audio quality is actually audible. This scuff aside, it's still loads better than what it was before. I did fix my audio filters as well, so I hope to God that I'm audible, and it's not too loud, by the way. What else is there? Learn a new hobby or skill, animation, art, or video. I have to lean out of the way just to see what I wrote. Video editing, because yeah, that's a work in progress. I mean, I do have ideas, because I kind of, it did not occur to me that I can technically make a starting screen featuring this very model that I'm using until like 2 days ago, and I was like, I spent so long making my current one, but that's a project for the future. Learn a new language. Next, anyways, as I said before, I am working on my Japanese. Not very well, because I've been slacking. French, the more I remember it and try to think about it, the more I'm like, oh, I don't remember a single thing. But I do wanna learn it still, because it's always good. It's fun to learn new languages, I think. Do the lore I wrote justice. So, as I said before, I don't have a lore right now. But the basic premise of it is, I have a website and I am going to upload the lore on there, and I am going to read it out loud on stream. But basically, the idea I had for this is that instead of a wandering dragon, I do have a backstory, and that backstory is, in simple words, in very simple and not spoilery-esque, I am a former experiment, and despite being a dragon, I am a special type of dragon known as a plague dragon. More to follow. finished writing the story for the visual novel I want to make. Yeah, about that. I have not touched that in a while. Mainly because I've been very, very busy. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I think I did mention it in the last stream as well, though, but I guess I can always reiterate, right? Let's see, meeting new people and make new friends. I don't talk to anyone, which, yeah. I don't know. Like, the thing is that even though I want to make new friends and in the VTuber community, the thing about it is that I don't really advertise myself. Like, I'm fairly certain that the tweet that I sent out earlier with the hashtags is the first time I've ever used hashtags and tried to promote myself. It's not that I don't want an audience, because I do. I think I speak a lot better if I have someone to bounce off of and speak with. But the thing is that I don't really stream with the goal in mind of how do I explain it? I don't stream with the goal of being popular, of being eventually a big brand, a big name, of, you know, trying to make money off of this. Because to me, streaming is a hobby. Streaming is something that I do to get better at talking, to get through my backlog of games. There's not much else in regards to it. There's no grand scheme, no grand moving action or idea behind my idea of streaming. So, you know, I don't really bother to promote myself because of that. And, you know, I know it's why I don't get views, why I don't have subscribers or followers and whatnot, but I don't do it to be popular. I do it because this is something that I want to do to get better at something. So my meeting new people, making new friends, that in general is already difficult for me, not because I am a very introverted and shy person. Shy again is debatable. I've been told otherwise, but I am quiet. But it's mainly because I don't have time to drop in on indie streamers, on other people's streams, because my time is very limited, right? I don't have all the time in the day to go explore and do things that can help build relationships, build those communities with and those make friends with people who are in the same sphere. As I said before, I have very limited free time, and most of the time in my free time I spend it doing the hobbies that I enjoy, and also watching the streamers that I enjoy watching, right? Because I don't really multitask when I do hobbies, mainly because especially if I am watching a stream in English, I feel the need to just watch it instead of having it left on in the background. Like, I just feel compelled to watch it if it's like right in front of me. So doing something at the same time is kind of like my brain cannot keep up with it. So I do one thing at a time, basically. And my off days, I only have 2 days off of the week, and you know, some of it is actually spent a quarter of a day of my day on Wednesdays are spent streaming, right? And after that, it's like I don't have time. Or well, I do on Wednesdays and Thursdays, but on the days that I work, I don't have the time for it genuinely. Like, genuinely, I do not have time. I spend a maximum of like 2-3 hours on days that I work, before I have to go back to bed. And, you know, get up in the morning for work again the next day. And those 2 to 3 hours, I spend it doing my gacha games, playing whatever game that I like keeping caught up in. I spend it reading. I spend it doing arts and crafts, doing whatever the hell that I want, right? So, and as much as I want to meet new people, want to make new friends, going into other people's streams, exploring them and getting to know them, it's not high up in my interest list as it is right now, because I mainly do things for my own enjoyment at this point, and I'd rather spend what precious little free time that I have on my hobbies instead of trying to further this as a career, right? Stream semi-regularly. By the way, I hope that did make sense. But yeah, moving on. Stream semi-regularly. So as I said before, previously I streamed like once a week. Because Wednesdays were the days that worked well for me. But I kind of want to try streaming more than that. Whether or not it will happen is still up for debate, but as it is right now, I think minimum of 2 streams a week. 3 is a little bit pushing it, but I can definitely try. But yeah, I want to do a minimum of 2 streams a week, because once a week is a little bit, it's not much. And if I stream a little more, that means I can play more games. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, in regards to goals. Let's move back. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Let's see, what else can I do right now? Because I think that pretty much ends this is my debut 2.0 portion of the stream. Should I hang on? You know what, I was gonna actually no, I'll just leave it as is. I was actually thinking about just starting a new stream and doing a Zatsu, but I may as well just throw it in here. Why not? Because I don't actually know how long the Zatsu will be, and I'm not keen on just having like a 15-minute video up. So sorta, I'll just leave it in this one. Oh, by the way, this model comes with some preset expressions and actions. I forgot to mention this at the start when I was introducing my model. Let me see here. So I'm not gonna I actually need to like fix some of the expressions, so my sad faces and angry faces don't look like that at all. They look really weird right now, because I was not aware that changing those expressions in VTuber Studio, I thought it would change the entire face, but I think it's only toggle for the toggles. So I'm going to fix that at some point. I don't know when, but yeah. I won't show them because they look a little goofy. But here is a few of them. These are the like base ones that come with the model, by the way. I don't think I've touched any of them, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, neutral, and then that's actually like one of my favorite expressions. I don't know, I just like the narrow eye look. It makes you look so smug, which I actually adore. Like, look. There is joy, Actually, no, I won't show that one. Surprise. I'm a little... I wish I could do that normally with my model, but, you know, it is what it is, right? But that's all I got. As for the actions... I got a wave. I gotta give you a thumbs up. I got whatever this is. Raise my hand. I'm happy. Take a picture. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't see myself using those too often, except maybe the surprise face. But I have it open on the side, so yeah. Anyways, things that have been happening lately, not much. I think I mentioned I passed upon the manager role because I felt that I wasn't ready for the position, and thank God for that. So I think we have a new manager starting in a couple weeks. What else is there? My overseas trip that's coming up. I will be going overseas again because work is forcing me to use all my banked stat days, so I have to use it up or I just will not have any days off. And you know, I have to use it up for March 31st, so I will be gone before then. So, you know, starting on March 19th, I will not be streaming. Just heads up, until the, I guess, the 9th, because I think I come back on the 2nd or something, and I don't know if I'll be up for streaming when I get back. What else is there? I don't think there's much else. There's not much going on in my life. I mean, aside from, I think 2 weeks ago, I went out and I went out and bought some books. I went to the bookstore. I walked around, had a fantastic time just browsing books. By the way, the bookstore is like one of my favorite places to be in the world. First place is the aquarium. The second one is a bookstore. But yeah, I recently did buy the Twisted Wonderland novel. So I have that sitting on my desk right now, and I do plan to read a little bit of it every single night, or whenever I get a chance to. And oh my god, guys, I read like the first chapter and I miss it so much. It's just I love Twist, guys. Twist is so good. The story is so good, and the fact that it has a novel and that it gives more insight into you as a character. You as in like you-san. No, not you-san, but like you, the MC of the novel. Like why you the name you. I like how it expands on them as a character, right? And the interactions of the other characters. And well, I mean, I haven't really gotten too far into it yet, but I've heard plenty of good things about it. So when I go overseas, I plan to get some Twist merch because I neglected to do that last time. But yeah. Another novel that I bought at the same time was what's it called? I think it's called Salman Rushdie's Languages of Truth. The author being Salman Rushdie, of course, and then, or is it like essays, language, something like that. I did read one of his novels back in the day for school, and I really enjoyed his prose. So I look forward to reading this novel as well, because I really actually do enjoy reading the novels that are based on writing. You know, I like getting insights into how others writers write, how other writers perceive the world and their creative art, and how they go about doing the act of writing, what, you know, thought processes they have in regards to it, and how they see the world, basically. And that's something I really, really enjoy. So I can't wait to read that either too. what else is there? I plan to watch Idolish 7 on the plane ride, because I am going to be in the plane for like a full 20 hours. I'm not looking forward to it. There is a layover in there, by the way, but I still am not looking forward to it. But I plan to watch Idolish 7 on the plane, so that will be my reintroduction into the world of anime, as well as discovering whether or not I am a Zool enjoyer, which I was clocked as by my friend. Well, not only my friend, but also my cousins. Because they told me they were like the crazy bee of Idolish 7 universe, and I was like, man, did both of you really have to clock me as the same enjoyer? Tomorrow, yes, regarding schedules, tomorrow there will be a stream. I plan to do a hand cam, because I need to make a top loader for a friend, because when I'm gonna go visit her overseas, and I'm gonna make a top loader for her as a gift, because I don't really have anything to give her, and I want to give her something to commemorate the occasion, since it will be the first time I'm meeting her in person. So I plan to decorate a top loader for her, and I don't have the card she wants that she'll probably use it for, but I will do my best. So yeah, that's my upcoming schedule. If I have time later on in the week, I think we will boot up Persona. Either 4 or 5. I have 4 installed. I should probably install 5. I will probably play 5 first, because it's the one I am most familiar with. Yeah. I don't think there's much else. What else do I want to play? I want to play Dragon's Dogma. I think that's open world, right? Or something. I don't know anything about that game, but I heard good things about it. I mean, I do want to finish Code Vein, but that's gonna take a while. So yeah. My Breath of the Wild stream, I don't know when that'll happen, but when it does, just know that I will probably be figuring out how to connect my Switch to my PC. I kind of forgot how to do that. So bear with me on that. It might take a little bit of time, because I'm gonna test that out beforehand. Yeah, I don't think there's much else. I think that's it. Sounds about right. But yeah, that's pretty much all that went on recently, and I don't really have much else to say. This is all I really have to show for my debut 2.0. Starting screen, Zatsu screen, game overlay, as well as this model. In my quest to make all this, I forgot to make an ending screen, so we are going to just randomly disappear, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all for today, team. But yeah, I had a fantastic time today, even though it ended up being more of a Zatsu towards the end. This was my debut 2.0, and I am looking forward to spending more time with you, being like this, being able to be seen and more expressive, because at least this way you can see me talk, and it's very different from being a PNG, which I enjoy this more. I like having this little human characteristic, or human-esque characteristic, where you can see me move, see me talk, see me interact in a way that is more connected, I guess. Probably. But yeah, instead of a stationary PNG that bobs up and down with Fugi, Oogie reactor, whatever it was called, you can now see me move, even though it is a little bit scuffed in the tracking department. But you know, it still works, so I'm not complaining. I will figure out a way to make it more reactive in the future, but in the meantime, this is how it is going to be. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in. This was my debut 2.0, and as always, my name is Zen Ryosen, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.